Let's dive into it. I know your press conference you just had a lot of conversation about 442. I mean, that is an astronomical number, and in the amount of time that you've been able to accomplish it in comparison to Brett Favre, who's another absolute NFL GOAT, is remarkable. Did you have your thoughts on that number at all? Did you know this number was a thing coming up? I feel like for a lot of us, it kind of sideswiped. I didn't know this was even a thing coming.
I mean, I knew it was a thing that I was getting closer to a few years ago. And I thought about it, I don't know, maybe a month and a half ago. I was wondering, I couldn't remember what the number was. And Tom Fanning, I think, was like, hey, you're getting close to 442. And I was like, oh, wow, okay, yeah, what am I at? And he told me, and I was like, okay, because I knew I needed around 30-something to get there starting the season, but I just hadn't even thought about it for weeks. But that's a lot of damn touchdowns, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a lot of touchdowns, dude. Congrats, by the way.
Yeah. Congrats, Iron.
Go ahead, AJ.
Hey, do you remember every touchdown you've thrown? And I would assume, do you know every interception you've thrown too? Can you remember? Can you recall?
Oh, no, probably not every single one. I mean, if you probably teed me up on, I'd probably need to be teed up on some of them to remember every single one. But I probably remember some of the bigger ones. Interceptions, same thing. I'd probably need to be teed up on a few of them, but I can definitely remember some of the real ugly ones or bad ones. Same with touchdown on the flip side. You remember like the great ones and the milestones and the special plays or great throws or great catches. Something, sometimes if you just throw it, there's some not throwaway ones, but just less kind of impressive ones. You kind of come out on a fake and the guy's wide ass open. And, you didn't really do anything. It's all like schematic and stuff. But then there's some where you make a great throw or a great read or a great check, or a guy makes incredible, 50-50 contested ball catch, or a guy, turns Eddie Lacy turns a 4-yard screen pass into a 60-yard touchdown in 2014. Like, there's some where you didn't do a whole lot. Then there's some where there's extraordinary plays from certain guys.
I thought there was a chance that as you were talking there, you were actually going to run through all 442 touchdowns. I thought there was a chance right there. When you went to 2014 with Eddie Lacy where he turned a 4-yard catch into a full touchdown, and then there was the touchdown in 2009 where, I thought that was about to happen. But what I wanted to do actually is let's talk about every single interception you've ever thrown. Okay, let's do that entire thing. No, I'm joking, but that is a real thing. 193 fewer interceptions than Brett Favre. Everybody knows the game is different now. The amount of intelligence and information we have about the way football operates is different now than what it was. And Favre was a gunslinger, but you are as well, man. I think that is going to be something that is talked about through your legacy by the football people, about how you have this ability to hold on to the ball, and the ball is the program. Is that just natural? I think I've asked you before, and I don't know if you've done any more deep thought into it, but is that just something that it just happens because you're accurate, because of decision-making, because of coaching? Why do you think it is the way it is?
I think it's ingrained in my brain as a young player that if you turn the ball over, you're not going to play. And I didn't feel like that I was ever in a situation where, until I got to Green Bay, and I mentioned this just a little bit ago in my press conference, the being around Brett was the first time that I realized there was somebody who was actually better than me at quarterback in the same room. Now, I had some great competitions, a competition in college, a competition at JUCO. Not really a competition in high school, but in the back of my mind, I was always thinking, if I turn the ball over a bunch, doesn't matter if this guy can't play anywhere near as good as me, they're going to go with the guy who's not going to do that. So it was always kind of deep in my in the back of my mind, like, I got to take care of the football at all costs. Now, I think you learn in the process of that how to mitigate the risk of turnovers, and there's some that you can definitely take ownership of, and some that you can, but I think most of the most obvious ones are we touch the ball on every play. So when you're running with the ball, when you have the ball in the pocket, there are things you can do to avoid, fumbles. I think I've been, especially the last few years, really good in the pocket of not having, I haven't had any fumbles to date. Really in the pocket. I think I've fumbled twice. Once was given to me on a handoff. I don't know if they counted the A.J. Dillon one, but taking care of the football is really important in the pocket. And then when you're throwing the football, there's ways of lowering the percentage of interceptions. And I think what you just want to do at quarterback is eliminate the bad ones, the easy ones. If a guy makes a great play on the ball, that's awesome. but eliminate the blind throws that turn interceptions, the late down the middle throws turn interceptions, premeditated decisions that turn interceptions. If you can eliminate those, then you hopefully avoid the tip picks and the drop ball picks, which can happen to anybody. But if you're accurate with the football, I think you lower the percentage on some of those as well.
Okay, AJ, I apologize because this is a perfect lead up to what I've been talking about all week, and I even posted about it. Did you turn that sumbitch sideways on purpose to MVS in the triple cover? Because people would think with your lack of turnovers and everything you just said that you're not a guy that takes shots. You threw into a defensive meeting, 3 guys, and did you shape your throw? And now MVS obviously had to make that catch, but it looks like it literally just hit him in the arms while he was running. It thing turned around. Can you do that? And is that what you did?
Have you seen the movie Wanted?
Is that the one where Angelina Jolie?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Bullets. No, I can't do that. But there was wind in the game for sure. It was blowing from their sideline towards our sideline, so right to left on that specific throw. But to me, that's not cover 3. That's a safety backside. I think Tony Levine was backside, and he was kind of a zone dropper. It was one high safety, so he was in the middle. And I think it was Queen was guarding MVS from the inside. Once he turned his back, I knew I was going to have a shot to put the ball in MVS's hands. Now, you look at it from behind, you're like, oh my God, that's a tight window and everything. It didn't look like that when I threw it. When I threw it, I saw the back of a defender, and I saw an area where I could get the ball to Marquez. Now, that goes back to a lot of drill work over the years of throwing the ball, on a no hitch in the gun off of 3 steps and how to be accurate doing that. But that's why it's so important to pay attention to the muscle memory of each of those throws in practice and in games, so you can go out there and execute in a situation like that where it turns into a really tight window. At the time, it didn't feel like a tight window. It felt like that was a high percentage throw because the defender's back was turned.
Yeah, it was a layup, dude. Fuck it.